Can I? Oh, thank you. So let's continue with the next session, using Blender for an Xbox game. So when you're ready.
Hi everybody. Hi. Hi everybody. Thanks to be here, and thanks to Blender Foundation to allow me be here. First, excuse my English because my English is self-learned and I speak and hear as best as I can. I'm a little nervous too, so excuse to my stops and so. First, I will present myself with some screenshots of my face. So I think my face is so well presented. My name is Raimon Guarro y Nogues. I come from Catalunya, Barcelona, Catalunya. And I consider myself an artist, but an artist with so many interests in other areas, such as tracking, free software, associationism. So this gives me of the availability to center my strengths. I have a degree in fine arts, and I have studied some landscaping architecture, but actually I work as a freelancer, doing mainly teaching and doing some other freelance works as a web designer, 3D, and some other spare things. What I'm going to talk. This is a nice, for me, nice photo that I took the past the conference of 2007, and for me this is an example of art. I will talk about art. I'm sorry if someone come to here to hear things about Xbox specifically, because Xbox is the Xbox word on the title of my presentation is only a title, okay? So if you think that this is not what you are looking for, feel free to switch to other talks or to take a ride for Amsterdam. That's nice. Actually, I will talk about a game on Xbox, but Xbox is circumstantial. I will not deep on proprietary versus free flames and so. So I'm talking about art in a game project that is called Isagoras. Isagoras is a game, a shoot 'em up game, of the shoot 'em up genre game. Isagoras is a hazard name. Looking for a name on the Wikipedia. Is an old figure of the ancient Greece, I think. But so Isagoras is a game intended to be sold on the indie games platform for Xbox games. Indie games is a platform where independent artists or small teams of developers can sell its games and do some money or not. This is our cover of the game. I told you that it is a shoot 'em up game. This is the main ship, and this is the main character, Crow. The project we are working on this project, 4 people. The main developer and director of the project, that was Agustí Sancho. 2 sound music designers that worked on Madrid. Agustí and I, we are from Barcelona, and these 2 other people is from Madrid. But the main work is our from Agustí as a developer, and I as a 3D modeler and artistic direction. So this is Agustí initially approached me to do you could Blender, not exactly Blender. Agustí needed someone that modeled the ships that he needed for a prototype that he designed for Xbox platform. But as we began to talk about the project, it seems clear that was needed to an artistic director. An artistic executor too, and I have both roles. The project started, the work on the project started based on a game design document that Agustí wrote, and I started designing the spaceships and characters as sketches, manual or via Wacom, okay? And Agustí started to work on programming attack routines, levels, gameplay, and so. But this is not is what I said at the beginning, that I will not talk about this. Not for I disconsider this. It's very important. It's the main part of a game, but I don't know a clue about. So I will show you the characters of the game. There are 5 main characters. It's not so complicated, nor so original game. It's a shoot 'em up, kill merchants. Okay. This is the main character, Crow. This is his mentor, Captain Crozier. This is a no-name soldier, generic soldier. This is a evil separatist leader. This is the aliens that, for the sake to not have to design it, we decided that aliens are some undescriptible, and so. This means a mess, okay? Like fireflies. This part of the project lasts for. We started this project more than a year ago, for summer of 2009, and the designing phase, the designing process of the characters and so took practically the first the months of September, October, and November. On this, you should know that we on all of the members of the team are doing this. We're doing this work as an unpaid work. We're working on this because we want to gain experience on the game design, but there are no funds, nor capital, nor anything to work for this. So except the project manager, the rest of the team, the remain of the team worked on this on our spare time. So I please you to consider visually the results and so on this scope, okay? On this project phase lasts for these months that I told, and the team asked me for several revisions of the character or of spaceships, and as an example, I show you four different versions chronologically of Crow. This is the first version. It's a very nice girl, I think. But it should be more bothered or more angry, I think. So it turns on this, that it's inspired on my flat friend. Turns on this, but I don't like this at all. And finally, it was the one I showed. For the ships, there are an early sketches. As you could see, as you can see, there is strange shapes on the spaceships. This is mainly the ones here. These there are the good the party of the player, okay, and these other ones were the enemies, okay, and where we tried to give them the most strange shape possible, because there are aliens, there are no recognizable shape on an alien ship, okay, and a kamikaze, a sphere throwing lasers, some previews. Okay, I'll show more ships later. I will talk about the main part, I think, of my talk is about modeling things or issues, texturing issues, and UI design issues. Okay. For the modeling issues, I will show you some of the okay. Isagoras. We were using 2.49 we're ashamed, but this is the main ship that unfortunately on the game doesn't appear so big, so no way to appreciate the hours that invest on it. So in this kind of ships, where I used extensively mirror design, because these ships are symmetrical. Okay. In other kind of ships, especially the alien ones, the thing was different. This one, for example, no, this one, no. Excuse me. But no, this one not. Okay, I think I found it. I hope. Okay, yeah, it is. It is. No. For this, for example, I have used an array modifier. Okay. For the sake to not repeating all the shapes, and so okay, this is this ship there. This ship, there is an empty that has a rotation that explains in some way to modify what rotation should do with the instances of the object. Probably more of the most of you know yet this feature, but I think it's so useful and so reliable feature, the array modifier. Other things that there are some question on this. Okay. Other things that I want to share is the complexity of on the work of modeling and texturing. There is so interlaced, okay, because I was responsible too for the textures. And in a game, for those who don't know this, in a game we should use low poly models, but for the static part of visuality of the game, it's nice to be able to appreciate detailed textures, and to generate this kind of textures we need high poly models. So we need to generate high poly models. And this complexity and on keeping track between a low poly model and a high poly model, and a texturing between him was for me very challenging because I've been not worked before on UV mapping so intensively and generating tiles of models than in this moment. So I will show you some of these models. My presentation, range. Okay. What's the resolutions? The range. This is one of them. I think this is low poly models. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is low poly models. As you can see there are some artifacts here because I generate the low poly models from the high poly models using a tool called decimator, a modifier. But there are some problems I run into on this. If you want to see it textured, the textures that you can see here are textures generated from the high poly models. Okay, for the sake that you could appreciate better the low poly geometry here. There are so many polygons, but this is low poly. It's supposed to be low poly. And the high poly is this complete madness, for me at least. Okay. And we used the tool for baking textures between the one and another. Actually, the texturing issues, problems that we ran into when I sent models to Agustí and so were the most consuming time part because I should to correct models in order to deliver a correct texture and so on. This was very, 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 very tedious. But Blender has some useful tools or features that allow you to do very nice abstract compositions that we could use to do textures and so. And a screenshot of this, proof of this is this kind of background for the sea, where there are on the Earth there are sands where the ship planes over the sea, and the water transparents the ground of the sea, you know? And with the text, with the smart use of the material properties, we could do things like this or like this on the same object. Here you can see no, this doesn't matter. These things as the textures that I just show you is I think it's the fun part to work with materials and so. There are some issues and difficulties on tiling because in a game we can't simply use a different model each time we want to. The trick is to repeat models, scale it inversely, and so in order to appear a player, in order to trick or to lie the player make him believe that the landscape is changing, but actually there are a few models than the player think. Okay, so we use tiling. You have seen this before on the different models. Okay, arranged. So. This is not free to run in difficulties. There are one model, there are another model, different in color and or texture. And if we want if we want a transition between this and this, we need to do this on this second model. But if I want to tile this second model with itself, I run into this that is the same problem than this, yeah? And so I can arrange the texture or the geometry of this model correcting this area. But now I'm forced to use this color everywhere. So it's because that you can see